Hello, everyone. All right. The crew is all here. It is a beautiful thing. Good to see everyone. Perfect. Move this out of the way here.
So you
Can
all,
everybody hear me okay?
Yep.
If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Okay, awesome.
so because you all are prompt and on time, we won't wait much longer for everyone else. A couple of housekeeping things. One, welcome to AI for Liam Brokers Masterclass. We're super stoked that you all are here because you all are the first movers. You all are the first movers that will get the competitive edge using AI, and we're excited to hear what you all do, what you all accomplish, and to hear how things have changed for you all. So we're super excited about that. A couple of housekeeping things. This is a 4-week course. On Wednesdays, 12:30 Eastern time, so 10:30 if you're in Colorado, 11:30 if you're in Central, and if you're in California, like some of my people, that's 9:30 in the morning. So it's a 4-week course. There is a certificate at the end. We will have an assignment each week, something simple, but something that was major for helping you move your business forward. That's our goal. We don't want this to be you ever go to one of those God bless you. You ever go to one of those real estate board classes where you go in there and you sit there and you half listen to the people talk, you get some of it, you don't get some of it, you leave, you come out. We don't want that to be this. This right here is foundational for you all, where once you get it, you've got it, and you can totally rock this for whatever you do in business. So with this certificate, we understand that life happens. Hopefully you all are making money while you're here, right? We understand that closings happen, problems come up, that you may not be able to make it. If that should happen to you, what you would do, just let us know. There is a replay, it is recorded, and just make sure that you can follow up with us. Let us know, hey, here's my stuff. This is where I'm stuck at. This is what I did, and we'll give you credit for that class. Okay. Okay. We do ask that you stay on mute unless you're talking. This is interactive, and we are intentionally keeping it small so that you all can actually ask questions and get answers, and this can be productive for you. Sound good? All right, there will be Q&A at different times, so if you got a question, you either throw it in the chat, or if you want to hold it to the end, you can do that too. And let's get ready to rock this. Okay, so because some of you have not been on this is your very first time, you dived in yesterday or the day before on this. Let me give you we'll give you a quick overview of what this is all about. When it comes to AI, now let me step back. So for those of you who don't know my story or our story, I was in real estate for about 12, 13 years. Met my hubby and business partner, Ross, here, and got married, had a kid, and I stepped out of real estate. I was selling luxury and investment properties and land is what I was selling. Somewhere around year 4, right before our sweet girl turned, 4 years old, Ross lost a major client, and we basically were looking at losing everything. So I realized that as cool as it was to help him with his digital marketing company, which is what he did, he helped other he helped companies in other industries get to the top of Google, promote themselves, increase their revenue, that sort of thing. That was all a new world for me. My background was public relations and real estate. As cool as it was to do that, I realized, hey, I got to go back to work and I need to figure some things out real quick. So I ended up at a Keller Williams, came across an ad for commercial, and the heart started beating real fast, and I knew that was it for me. So I got into commercial, made best of market my very first year in commercial real estate, and it was because of the tactics and strategies that Ross and his team did for me. They had me get to the top of Google, had me doing videos, blogs. I already had my own brand built out because that's what I do. I build out brands. So got me to the top of Google, and I worked only the leads that came in from my business is what I did. And that's how I made best of market. Fast forward, we ended up having to move to a different state where I was not licensed. We moved to Texas for family reasons. And that's how I got into coaching. I became the CEO of the National Commercial Real Estate Association. And that just introduced a whole new world for agents, training agents who were going from residential to commercial. And we started doing the things that Ross did for me. We started doing it for other agents, is what we started doing. Fast forward, if you all saw Ross at the Real Estate Land Institute, you all heard him talking about AI, which is pretty much all we do now. We build platforms for companies and specific industries. So we built one for land brokerage based on feedback from land brokers that we met that start telling us what the challenges were. And then plus, what we knew already from having been in real estate is how we came to building out Landverse. But before then, we built our commercial real CRE marketing hub. Ross built the first AI tools available for CRE to the public. He built those. He built the first image library for commercial real estate agents. So we have two platforms. We have CRE Marketing Hub, which is what we know, what we do all day long, and then we built out Landverse based on what you all told us that was needed. So we're excited that you all are here. We're excited that you all have made that commitment to figure out how does this work and get ready to take it to the next level. With that being said, two questions. First one, what is your biggest struggle that you have that you need to make something happen for when it comes to your real estate career? Put it in the chat real quick for me. And if everything's going great and wonderful and you just need for more great and wonderful to happen, then that's your biggest challenge.
This is Lou.
Hey Lou, this is Carly with Southern Lux Realty. How are
Hey
you?
Lou, we're gonna put you
Carly.
on mute. We'll unmute you. Okay. Okay, Jean's got finding new listings. So that we are going to focus on. In fact, we're going to touch on that today. Working at a superhuman pace. Oh, you're going to love that, Mindy, because I swear I do more than I've ever done before. Organic leads from website and social media, Virgil. Awesome. Did I get everybody? Okay. Well, all that is being covered. So y'all are in the right spot. All right, questions before we dive in. Ross is going to give you the background real quick on AI, what's happening, what's going on in the market, and then we're going straight into the persona. No questions? We're good? Okay, let's rock it. Ross Jones, you want to give them a quick overview for those who weren't on the call of where we are with AI today?
Yes, all right. Today is the absolute best time to be in the world of AI. You know the old saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the next best time is today. Well, today is the best time to plant your feet in the world of AI because right now it's at the hockey stick. Like our hockey stick goes down, then it starts shooting up. I've been with it when it was real rough. When I was used to think about AI and be like, man, I wish it could do this. I wish it could search the internet. I wish it could give me accurate stuff and not hallucinate and make up stuff. I wish I could tell it this and that. I wish I could upload documents to it. All these wishes that I used to have, like within the last, call it 3 months, all of those have come true. And now it's like shooting up like a rocket. So this is like absolutely the best time to get into it. The problem with a lot of AI out there, when people might have used it before and said, I just don't like it, it didn't work for me, they probably used it before it matured to this point. or they didn't have a vertical specific they didn't have a vertical specific AI, which this is a vertical specific, meaning that it is put into the constraints of you are going to understand land. You're going to understand it better than anyone out there. You're going to do all the historical research on everything to do with land. You're going to communicate about land. This is how we trained it. So now you're able to do this and you're going to be able to do it faster. So it's kind of like if you are a land broker and some guy says, hey, I got the person who sold my house. She's going to take care of my land and my company too. She's going to take care of selling my businesses and she's going to sell my land. You already know that she most likely won't do great with selling land unless she sold land or has something to do with land or had her boots on the ground. That's how it is with AI right now. And if the AI that you're using isn't specifically tuned and trained on land, then it may not be giving you the results that you need. But we don't have that problem. I just want to say that I know for a fact that people that are using AI in any industry are going to be outpacing the people who are not, just because they can go faster, they can get cleaner, more accurate data, and they can communicate that information much better because AI is doing all the heavy work. So if you keep in your lane, which is understanding the local market, understanding relationships, understanding those little nuances, right? Because with AI, there's always that specific thing that you need, which is called HLI. That means human in the loop. HIL. You need a human in the loop always, right? I'm a little dyslexic this morning, but you know what I'm saying, right? So you always need that human in the loop. And that means those little touches that you're like, wait a second, AI might not know that this person's a little bit nervous because he doesn't have a good relationship with his neighbor, and he's, you know what I'm saying, those type of things the AI doesn't know, right? AI doesn't know that this person's kind of fell off a horse one time, he's scared of horses, and or whatever those little subtle nuances, you're gonna pick up on those, and you can understand the vibe when you're reading that person. When you bring this really good, well put together information and they say thanks for this information, but there's one other thing I want you to consider, and that is XYZ circumstance. So barring all that, you're going to be much faster and much more agile. And someone said organic leads. This is like a dream for someone who wants to get organic leads from the internet. And Tracy's going to be showing you about using that persona and to really be able to maximize that for content creation and content generation. And there's something that I'm going to be sharing with you later on as we go through these courses that's going to really set you off, because right now, ChatGPT 5 is about to come out. That's going to change everything again. And it's just going to get better and better. Everything's going to get better. So there's going to be a plethora of knowledge out there. And a lot of people are going to find it real easy to gather knowledge and present it into the marketplace. What your advantage is going to be in your stories, right? And your, because stories connect with the heart, right? So your stories about what you've been through and about things that you've accomplished in the field, things that you've learned about land from real life circumstances. I want you all to go to the Dollar Tree, get a little composition book, and start writing down stories. You know what I mean? Just Tracy knows I love the Dollar Tree. It's a $1.25 tree now, though. But anyway, you go to the Dollar Tree, you get your little composition book, and you write down those little stories, and you write down what you've learned and little things like that. So as you're telling someone something, you can give them a little story from your background about how it worked and how it worked for you and what they need to watch out for. And you, though the storytellers are going to be the ones that separate themselves in this future of AI when people start getting AI. But for now, you're going to be smoking everybody. You're going to be just zooming by them. And I can't wait to show you all the little things that I've learned in these years of working with this platform. And I think it's going to be great for you. All right. And the beautiful Tracee Jones, it is back in your hands.
I'm so excited. Is that my name today? I'm the beautiful Tracee
The
Jones.
beautiful Queen
Okay,
Tracee Jones.
I
She
love it.
told me to call her that
Oh,
on the
okay.
every Zoom call.
Okay. All right. All right. So for those of you that don't know about the tools in here, in this platform, we've got comps where you can pull comps. We have where you can research parcels quickly. There's marketing tools for social media, for writing your listing descriptions, for doing your prospecting, my favorite ones. And then there's my all-time favorite tool that's in here. It's called the Ideal Land Client Builder. We're going to start with that one because that is the foundation for your marketing. Companies, like the large companies, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, maybe more, maybe less, depending on their size, to find out who their ideal client is. And before AI, if you wanted to do that, you had to hire a specific type of firm that did a research that would do the focus groups, the surveys, the polls, all of that stuff to see if they could figure out the giveaways, to figure out what their client liked and who they were. With real estate, we've been guessing for years. We have an idea, and one of the things that I've learned from coaching, especially people who are new breaking into an industry, like if they are niche, whether let's say if they're in residential and they want to go to luxury, or they're residential and they want to go to land, they want to go into commercial. Normally, by the time they come to us, which is to solve a problem, they normally can't. Some people come to us because they want to get found. They need to get known for what it is that they do. They're looking for an edge. They need to, take it up a notch. So when they come to us and we ask before AI, who's your ideal client? It was always who they wanted it to be, rarely who it actually is. Now with AI, and what I mean by that, who they wanted it to be, it would be based on, I want to sell farm and ranch, right? I want to find ranch owners. That's my ideal client. When that may not necessarily be who their ideal client is. Or if they were tied to a certain organization, member of the Kiwanis Club or the Rotary Club, whatever they were tied to. It was, I wanted to, my husband's a police officer, so, I wanted to be law enforcement. When reality is that may have nothing to do with who your client is. So what happens is you get these ideas and you go out and start marketing, and it's slow. It's very, very slow. And it's slow because you're not actually reaching who your ideal client is. So now with AI, we can pinpoint exactly for where you are, for what it is that you're trying to do. We can figure out exactly who is your ideal client so that you can craft all of your marketing, your communications, your networking, even your letters, even down to you're out, meet someone, and you start recognizing this is my person. We actually had that happen with one of our coaching students here in South Florida. She's breaking into luxury, and she said, I met my avatar today. He wants to buy in the Aston Martin building, and he's hits all the metrics. I actually met that person today, but she was able to recognize it because she already knew what the background and the traits were, the industries, all of that for her client. And
Oh, I gotta share this real quick,
sure,
Tracee. We were talking with a good friend of ours. He has a huge commercial real estate company, and he's showing our tools to some of the people who are top people in some of these other. I don't think I should say names and
yes,
stuff, but
no,
who are top people in these other industries. And he showed one lady who was like the president of this big organization of real estate, and she says about the persona, the perfect persona that we're going to show you today. And she says, "Well, I'll just put in information from like whatever." She
a
put the
difficult
information in.
investor
Right,
that they had.
investor. And the funny thing is, she said what came back was the exact person who bought this really big deal that they had. So the data is really crazy. It's kind of like how FBI profilers do, how they just know because of data and they just got it. Well, we've got a profile, we've got a data scientist running blocks because it's been trained on all psychological, demographic, psychographic information. And that's pretty dang exciting. We were really excited to hear that because it proves the situation that it does work. And we've seen it like literally over and over. So, and then, and the thing,
I think you're cutting out really bad. Is he cutting out for you guys too?
So when it comes,
oh, can you hear me now? Okay. Can you hear me now? One, two, three, four,
Yeah,
five,
I think so.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Okay. Was just saying that. Thank you for making me aware of that. The when it comes to personas, you can have more than one persona that you're going after, but I would highly recommend that you focus for a while. Do what the big companies do. They have like a 1 month, they're only going to go out, they're only going to sell this type of thing, or they're going to push really hard on this type of thing. And then the next month, they're going after this other type of customer. So when you get your personas, stay focused until you get your content out there that's going to connect with them, until you do your research and find where they're hanging out and put information in front of them, and then go to another persona that you might want.
And we've got story after story from a person who specializes only with medical doctors. You know, we tested this out before we released it, and it's as accurate as it gets. So when you log into the persona, or you log into the hub, we start out here. In this section here, what you have are just some things give you a nudge of what it is that you might want to do. So if you're working on a potential listing and you need to pull comps, it's giving you a reference of which tool to go to immediately. Or maybe if you're working a deal, you know, and you need to run analysis, it's going to take you to the calculators if you're prospecting. So those are just some tips of where you can go for what you can do with it. Then if you need a quick breakdown of, you know, what are you doing today? Your listing visuals, your prospecting, research, comps. We're going to start with Client Builder. Okay. Know your client, grow your land business. If you all have this as your foundation, and I don't want to belabor the point for time, this changes everything, because this is what your websites, how you build your websites. This is how you do your video marketing. This is how you do your social media. This is how you do your emails, your letters, your campaigns. This is also how you promote difficult listings. You know, so you can either start this for two ways. You can do one, I need to know who my client is so I can build out a plan for myself to grow my business, to do it more effectively. Two, you can say, I have a listing or a deal that I'm trying to get it sold, and I need to know who is the right person, who's the right company for this property. What is it that I don't know? When you have a listing that's sitting on the market too long, if you didn't start with this, you can take that property, you can put the information in here and get some fresh ideas, fresh direction for how to get it sold. Every time that we've done this with someone, there's always that aha moment for, oh, I can do this. I didn't think about that company. I didn't think about that person. The cool thing about this tool is that it's multifold. When you are working in it, we're going to run one now. When you're working in it, you can also stay in it to build out everything else. So let me show you what I mean by that.
You want to do a real example from somebody here,
Yes,
Trace?
let's do a real world example. Who wants to be my volunteer?
Virgil looks so attentive. I feel like he's the one.
All right, Virgil, tell me where in Colorado you are.
So I'm in eastern Colorado. We've got an office here in Burlington and then another in Garden City, Kansas. So we concentrate on the eastern border of Colorado and western border of Kansas, kind of in between. We've got quite a few listings. We just received a new listing, has about 320 acres of irrigated, 360 of irrigated, and the balance is dry land on 890 acres. Very good water, in between 540 gallon a minute and 680, which is good for this country.
That's
Okay,
beautiful.
so hold on to that property because we're going to use that as an example too.
Okay.
I got a feeling Virgil's done land before. Just something in how he explained,
Just something about them, right?
just rolls off the tongue perfectly. I love it.
Okay, so you're in eastern Colorado. You
Yep.
focus on the western border of Kansas. And did you say Burlingame?
Burlington.
Virgil.
Burlington.
Yeah, we're on the
Virgil
I-70
Colorado.
corridor.
So you see how this doesn't really make sense what I'm saying? Just I'm in eastern Colorado. We focus on the western border of Kansas. We're on the I-70 corridor of Burlington. If we wanted to, we can stop right there, or we can do a very official prompt. But for the sake of showing you all how easy it is,
But first, make sure you get us the numbers he just gave you.
no, that's for the property. Right now, I'm going to just help them find their ideal land client builder. We're going to go for like their actual business, and then we'll go to the property. Okay. So just to highlight without me reading this whole thing to you, if you all, just in case for anyone who can't see it, it's saying that it's perfect. You're in a region where ag land, hunting parcels, and transitional development opportunities intersect. Would you agree with that, Virgil?
Yes.
Okay. Means you're likely dealing with a mix of legacy farmers transitioning out, multi-generational landowners, investors looking for 1031 exchange opportunities, recreational buyers attracted to open space. When you have this kind of targeted information of knowing exactly who you should be working with, who you should be looking for, it changes how you do your outreach and use some of the other tools that we'll focus on throughout this training. So it's going to ask you a few questions. Like in this case, it's asking to start building his ideal client personas. The AI is asking to clarify a few things. These are things that we've programmed in. These are things that before AI came, we would be sitting on a call doing with you. And now we don't have to do that. So what kind of land do you mostly deal with? So Virgil, I'm going to ask you these questions since it's asking it so we can put it in. What kind of land do you mostly deal with?
So the majority of our land is either productive farmland, dry land, or CRP, or sorry, dry land or irrigated.
You know what, Virgil, can you give me 1 second? I want to try something to see if it works like
Okay.
this.
All right.
One of the things that you all can do, which Ross introduced me to, and it's made my life so much easier. Mindy, who wants to be superhuman, this is one way to do it, to move at a superhuman pace. Click on that little microphone right there. Okay, Virgil, can you tell me again?
So we specialize in agriculture properties, primarily dry land, with a mix of irrigated and large ranches. And then CRP would be our secondary primary for investment.
Okay, let's.
Go ahead and stop it, but you would exit. Okay, so yeah,
It
he's
didn't
just not going to
record
pick
it.
up. No, it's not going to pick up him on the microphone. What I would usually do, Trace, is just write down what he's saying, and then you turn on the microphone and read it back to it. See what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay, yes.
Yeah, you write it down as he's saying it, and then you can turn on the microphone and just read it, and then you'll have it.
Okay, so we do primarily agricultural properties,
Correct.
primarily dry land,
Yes.
large parcels,
Correct.
CRP.
Correct.
Anything
The
else?
CRP is usually outside investors, not locals, as a general rule.
CRP is usually outside investors, not local, as a general rule. And then the second thing that is asking, I'm just going to put in 2, and you don't have to do that. I'm doing it just to make it easier. Who has been your most common or best buyer so far? Like, in other words, where are they from, local or out of state, what they used the land for, how they found you?
Primarily, our clients come from local expanding farms or first-time farmers that have come back to the area. And then secondarily would be investors, out-of-state investors.
Okay.
And Tracy, hold on a second. Just take away that anything else question mark behind that CRP would be
Oh,
great.
thank you.
Mhm.
So primarily our clients come from local, farm or first-time farmers, first farmers returning. What did you say about that? Farmers returning to the market?
Correct.
Okay. And then secondary is investors. Let's say that you all are new to land brokerage or new to the market that you all are breaking into and you don't know. Virgil is experienced, so he's able to just rip off the top of his head exactly who his people are. If you don't know your business in that kind of way, because you're newer, business has been slow, you haven't been doing it long enough to get the business to know who your business is, you can say, I'm not sure, you know.
Take away that what do you say about that, Tracy? You have to.
So Ross is the expert prompter. I'm not. I just say whatever to get some kind of return back. So needless to say, better prompts come back when Ross does it. And
And take
then,
the question mark away from aftermarket.
okay. And then who has been your best? We did that one. What are your biggest challenges right now in lead quality or conversion?
Probably lead quality as far as active sellers. There's plenty of buyers out here right now in my market. So yeah, just active sellers more than anything else.
Biggest challenge is active sellers, finding active sellers more than anything else. I'm going to go ahead and submit this because it says once you answer that, I'll build out a tailored avatar. So that's how you do it by the book, according to the questions that it asks you. If you're doing this for the first time, you can also just dive in here and say, this is my market, this is where I'm at, and I need some help. It may not, and it's going to generate it for you. That's to help you really target, fine tune. Okay, that's very helpful. Based on what you've shared, focusing on agricultural land, mostly dry land and CRP in eastern Colorado and western Kansas, with local and returning farmers as your primary buyers and outside investors for CRP, I'll build 2 tailored client avatars. So it's going to recap first, which is one of the things that I love about this. And then it's going to build out your avatars for you. It does give them a name to help you, and it's going to refer back to these names. In this case, this is Returning Roots. Ryan is a male, 35 to 50, Eastern Colorado native or nearby, formerly relocated, but now returning. The psychographics. For your psychographics, that's where it shows your motivations, like the things about that person. Motivations, they want to reclaim family legacy, build generational wealth, take control of income. Personality traits, hardworking, pragmatic, risk-aware but determined, and values independence, productivity, and local roots. Pain points. Ross, you want to talk about pain points, the importance of pain points?
Yeah, when it comes to communicating, right? Which is when you're writing or you're doing scripts or anything, the thing that moves people the most is avoidance of pain. More so than, hey, let me get you this great thing. It's, hey, watch out, don't let this happen. That more captures our attention. So when it comes to your communicating, when you're writing your blogs or your posts or anything like that, you want to remember that they have difficulty assessing large enough parcels to scale. So you can ask chat to write something about that. Rising competition from investors, how to overcome rising competition from investors, or what does that say, concerns about profitability in the current grain markets. So all of these will be expanded on by AI a lot easier with the knowledge of what's happening right now. Now, there's desires also, but the biggest one I love is the decision triggers, because the main thing that you want is for people to make a decision to work with you. So there's this competitive price with clear ad potential, knowledgeable local broker who knows the land history, and certain financing or lender familiarity, availability to long-term tenant option, if not farming day one, right? So if you ask chat, based on these decision triggers, can you give me a list of blog posts that I can put that would speak directly to those things? Now you're going to be standing out. We've built websites for land clients that are doing really good, really, really good, because we start here. We start with what makes them decide to go with you when they're looking for people. Only getting visibility with getting on Google and all those things, but when they're looking for when your avatar is looking for you, when they land on your page, are they going to know that you understand them? And if you're writing about per acre with clear potential, and you say you're a knowledgeable land broker who knows the land history, if you put, hey, 7 interesting facts about the land history in Burlington, five the
Hey,
land.
Ross, your audio's cutting out again a whole bunch.
Oh, wow. Okay. Tracee, you heard me. Can you go ahead and repeat that for me?
Oh,
I'm going to change microphones
okay.
because
So were you all able to hear the breakdown of decision triggers and what he was saying about the decision triggers? Were you all able to hear any of that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So what does this have to do with anything? So how do you take this from being just some information to something that works for you and what it is that you need to do? The best thing about the decision triggers is that, you can be talking to people, you can be sending them emails, you can be sending them information on parcels, and it seems like they're taking forever to actually make a decision. There's that fine line that we always have, right? Where you don't want to be that real estate broker who's just sending out information that may or may not move them. When you know what their decision triggers are, those are the things that say this is when they will move on something. So if the land has a competitive price per acre, you can actually take the time to just stop and just only send them those things when you see something that's going to fit what they're looking for. So where you would go from here, Ross was mentioning about a blog. What he was saying was when you know what your people are looking for, then you can put out the content that helps attract that. So if that's a blog,
all right. Can you hear me well now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
I
9,
can
10.
hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, good. Yeah, the decision triggers, if nothing else, that's what you want, is the decision to go with you. So if you're going to start your content, which is my specialty, is content generation and creation, videos and all those things, you start there with those decision triggers. If you get nothing else out of this, speak to those. When you comes to your social media, when it comes to your website, when it comes to putting out lead magnets, meaning like white papers of information, you want to speak to those decision triggers and the pain points. And AI will help you to do that. Like you can demonstrate here, Trace, if you wanted to.
So we're going to focus on that. But first, let's start with your plan, because if you all have your marketing plan, then everything else will flow out of that. So let's start with asking for a marketing plan. You can do that right here in this same tool. You don't have to move out. You can say something like, I need a marketing plan to help me grow my business and get more sellers.
Now, what I want to recommend for everyone listening here too, and Tracee does this now, she comes from a typing background, so she's amazing with typing. But I love the idea of using that little microphone and just talking to the AI, because that gets you prepared for the future too. Because what's coming is these wearables where you'll just be able to kind of go through your day and say, okay, I'm out here at this ranch now. Can you look at the property and just tell me what's going on with the maps or whatever in this area, or just geographically locate me. So if you attune yourself to speaking to AI, and then you start to hear yourself and you start to get clearer mindset and all that, it's that's a pro tip that all of the pro AI users are usually just talking to the AI.
And that's really good advice. I just started using the microphone probably the past 2 weeks. And it's amazing how, when you're talking it, how much you can just get out and it's amazing.
Hey, babe, Virgil said, who are ready to sell.
Okay. How would I put it? Who are ready to buy? What in the world? Who are ready to sell? Okay. So before I hit this, let's talk about this profile. Me as a real estate agent, when I look at this, I have questions. I was okay, these are my people. Returning Ryan is one of my people. Okay, great. Most likely male, 35 to 50. So now it's going to make it easy to identify the age group. That's a fairly easy age group to identify. Eastern Colorado native. Okay, great. I understand their pain points, what they're concerned about, and I know how to speak to that. Or maybe if I don't, I can ask that question. How do I help educate a person or put a person at ease with these pain points? I know what
But let me know before you push the go button, okay?
I will. I know what their desires are. Okay, great. Land that's already working or easy to start, that helps me find the right opportunities for them. they desire long-term ownership, not flipping. So when I get that flipping investor that comes in here that wants to just flip, that's not my guy. Okay, no problem. But how do I get in front of this person? How do I market? I'm ready to take my business up to the next level. How do I do that? That's one question I'd have. The second question that I'd have is, where do I find these people? Right? That would be the second. Any other questions that you all have that you all would want to know? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, on right behind that, Ben, put based on this ideal client.
Okay. Now, Virgil told us that his main business growth lever is sourcing active sellers. You all may have more than one. Whatever your actual issues are, those challenges, it's important for you to answer that because it's bringing up information specifically for Virgil's business based on what Virgil said the problem is, which is he needs to source active sellers, and it's saying of ag land and CRP in eastern Colorado and western Kansas, and that his buyers are already fairly well identified. So we'll tailor this marketing plan to seller side, lead generation, and conversion. If you all need it more than that, let's say if he's like, oh, wait, I do want to know how to get buyers, he could go in and put that in after he reviews this info. So it's given a targeted land specific marketing plan broken into 5 core stages. The first is niche messaging, speaking to the seller pain points. Seller persona, older landowners, 60 plus in age, unsure of how to exit. The content that you can create for that is like phenomenal. Heirs with inherited land, they don't want to manage. Burned out operators looking to retire. Out of area owners unsure what their land is worth. So even though it told us that returning to roots Ryan is one of his personas when it comes to sell for his ideal client that's most likely to buy, when it comes to finding that seller is older landowners, 60 plus, over 60, heirs with inherited land that they don't want to manage. And then it's giving ideas for core messaging. Thinking of selling, know what your land is really worth in today's market. CRP and dry land sellers, it's calling them out directly. Get direct access to pre-qualified buyers ready to close. Avoid listing limbo. Here's how to move your land fast and smart. So basically, it's spelling out one of the biggest things in marketing, and I believe Ross introduced me to this, is not that you're selling land. You're selling something. What is it that you're selling? It's not actually land. You know, like certain companies, some companies sell innovation, some brands sell trust, some sell cool. In this case, AI is reminding you, you're not selling land, you're offering clarity, legacy, liquidity, and trust. If you are a person, when Ross coaches his video clients, one of the biggest things he always has to tell them to do is not to sell. You know, just educate, give value, let them know you as a person. Then they're going to automatically want to come to you because they know you as a person. In this case, if you're one of those agents who you're kind of trying to shoot your shot, hey, come with me because I can help you. I can sell your land. This will help you completely change the way that you approach the market and turn into more value-based consulting than someone that's trying to say, hey, I can sell your land. Because guess what? Every realtor saying, hey, I can sell your land, and there's a bunch of us, right? There's too many of us in most markets. Everyone's saying they can sell, but the person that they can trust, the person who can give them clarity, answer their questions, speak to their pain points and their desires, which shows that you understand what their issues are, that's the person that you want to go to, and it builds a better relationship than someone who just chooses anybody to work with.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like the best way to show someone that you can help them is by actually helping them.
Yes.
Just help them first, right? So they're going to need to know the answers to these things. So if you use AI to write the answer to this, it's hyper specific, and in your voice and in your tone, and we'll tell you how to do that later. They're going to see that this person is helping me without asking for anything in return, right? And that's just a beautiful goodwill to put out into the marketplace. And then when they're ready to come, they're going to be like, who's that guy that did this? Oh, they're going to bookmark that blog or that social media post, or they're going to share it, with somebody they know, because it's just straight value and a soft CTA. Follow for more information like this, or hey, if you want someone to help you out with this, reach out to us. We'd be glad to help you. And that's all you do, but you focus on really helping them by hitting those triggers of pain points and decision triggers that they have.
So it's told you the who, and it's giving you some concepts of some themes. And now it's going to an actual campaign, how to do a precision farming mail campaign, which is they're recommending direct mail and digital retargeting. So your actual action steps, and this is something that you could go do after this call if you wanted to. Pull a list of absentee or long-term owners. Use county GIS, landgrid.com, or titles service. You can target parcels 160 plus acres with 10 plus years of ownership. You can send a 3-part code postcard or letter sequence, which we can write right here with this. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's given 3 ideas for what you can use as your 3-part postcard. And then it's even giving you some ideas of what you can add. You can add a QR code to what's my land worth, a lead form. You can do pixel visitors for Facebook. And then it goes into credibility content, which is what Ross was talking about earlier when he said, you can do blogs and you can do content. Your next thing is that you can do some website blogs, 3 mistakes when selling CRP parcels, how to sell your farmland without creating a family feud. And then it's giving you video, a short form video that you can do, which in the Scout AI tool that we're going to go through, it can give you the script for writing this. So, and let me show you a real world of what this looks like when they're talking, the system says 3 mistakes landowners make for your blogs. Let's see, we'll go to David. David Bryan, if you all don't know David Bryan, David is amazing. He's in Ocala. He's in Florida. He was on the last call. He couldn't be on this one, I guess, because he was not here. This is a website that we built for David. It's got his credentials. Where's his blog? Services. Okay, when it says content, when it says content that you can do, that's what this is. These are ebooks that a person can go to. If a person's on David's site, they can go right in here and they can get information on buying, selling, and maximizing your land's potential. Or they can do the real estate insights for this area. So that's content. That's an ebook that a person can download, and now they have David's information right there. Where it mentioned the form. Like, okay, you can have a form that leads to what's my land worth type of form. With David had a concept. So it's find my land offers. This is a concept of what you can do. You can create a form and put it on your site. That's what it's referring to when it says content. And we have a blog on here too.
And just to cover too, the beauty of AI is that a lot of people stop with just writing and content, but all of these images were generated by AI as well. Even the videos at the top, if you scroll back to the top, all of these images and videos were generated by AI. There's so many ways that you can just really leverage AI to maximize. And all of this was built on his personas, and he's doing really, really well right now. He's just got so much opportunity, and it's great, but it's all based around having that targeted avatar, and that even the logo was with AI, but it allowed him to go faster, farther, and do what he does best, which is serve his target market and close and do those things. And so that's what we're encouraging you guys to do. You're just going to have so much advantages being able to see AI from as a helpful consultant, resource, creator for different things that you're going to be creating. That's going to allow you to stand out in the market and communicate to that ideal person so much better.
That's what it's talking about when it says credibility, content, position you as the expert. Those are things you can do for content. Yeah, it says website, blog, email. If you have you all should be using email marketing software. So now that it's given us this, okay, you're telling me to use my credibility content on here. You've told me about the form, right? So I'm going to do this, but let's say you're not us and you don't know what would actually make something good. Like before AI came out, this is exactly the exact same thing that we would be doing. It would spend weeks creating, it would take a very long time to create it. Lots of sleepless nights rewriting, but now we can go right here. If Virgil wanted to do one of these, he can say, let me write it out. For credibility content to position me as an expert, how can you write a blog for me in an email that I can send out for the 3 mistakes landowners make when selling CRP parcels? Now, if you all were doing it, that's how you would do it. We would go in and add extra things like that positions me as an authority and all of that. And we'll go over that more when it's time to do the marketing tool in another session. So instead of you having to just take the information that it gives and you having to go sit down and work this out, you can actually ask the question and have it done right here for you. So it's breaking it down with an introduction, mistake number 1, mistake number 2, and mistake number 3.
And all that you see right here is all based on best practices of how to keep a person engaged on your blog. And also, it's what's so cool about this is that we can say, can you turn this into a LinkedIn post? And can you turn this into some carousel posts? Can you make this into a short 1-minute video that I could speak? And you could take this one piece of content and turn it into 4 or 5 different pieces of content, knowing that it's going to appeal to your ideal land client who would be going to buy what you're having. So this right here alone is going to have you stand out head and shoulders above everybody right now, because it is very difficult to write from scratch. We come from a writing background and marketing background, and this has just been a lifesaver for us. Saves so many brain cells.
So I'm putting these 2 in here, and then we're going to shift from the marketing side of this. It says, can you turn this into a 1-minute video and a LinkedIn post for me?
Yeah, and yeah, I would say 1-minute video script, but it's all good. It'll probably get it. There we go.
So it's telling you what to say, like you talking to the camera. If you own CRP land and you're thinking about selling, here are 3 big mistakes that could cost you thousands. This was programmed for best practices according to, like if you were being coached by Ross for video, this is exactly what he would have you do, for how you started out. It's your hook. It's exactly how it would be done. It's giving you some ideas of what you can do if you had maybe a videographer, but let's say it's just me doing the video. I don't have a videographer.
Yeah, you can say, can you make it? I would say, let's just make it a strict voiceover script. No B-roll, but that's just
Yes, that's
terminology.
you as that videographer guy that they don't do this. So this is why I'm doing it, guys, because I'm simple. Make it a voiceover script. Make it a voiceover script. And I'm trying to be on my best behavior and not have a million typos. So now it's still giving us, okay, when he said no B-roll, so
Right.
you do need to know what B-roll is. B-roll is those images that you see that makes a video
Yeah.
cool.
A-roll is just you talking to, say, a strictly VO script only. You could say that, voiceover script only, and then it would give you just the copy. There it is.
Yeah, so now
You-
it's giving it to you direct to camera or audio only. So basically you sitting with your phone
Mhm.
or audio. So that's an option. So basically the point of this, and we're not going to stay on here because we need to get to the other part of what you can do, is that everything that this gave you, it gave you the ideas, it gave you the plan, because we asked for a marketing plan, right? It told us to do a direct mail campaign, which is on the ground, and it gave us an online strategy, which if you've seen, which some of you probably haven't seen, if you've seen any of our videos or been in other teachings, you know that there's a concept I have called just the ABCs, all bases covered. You need an on the ground strategy and you need an online strategy in order to win when it comes to real estate. So this is giving you a full plan based on where Virgil is, based on what his biggest challenge was, based on what he works, what area he works, as far as what types of land he works. And it gave him a personal plan that's just for his business that he can implement to go do what he needs to do, to recognize who his ideal client is, and to be able to start marketing and targeting. If Virgil was working this and he had more questions, he could just keep asking those questions right here with direct mail. You know, how do I find the people? Or can you write out this 3-part postcard or letter sequence for me?
And another thing too, you'd be able to say, well, you know what, I just remembered that I'm dealing with a person right now who has a XYZ and they got this type of circumstance. Could you make this to where it would work for them? Right? So whatever, there's never a bad question. Just as ask away at whatever you're thinking within that context, and it can help you and guide you. But setting that context first with the ideal land client builder, setting the context of where you're at, what you're trying to do, that's going to mean the difference between really connecting with your ideal person who would really want to work with you, who is out there looking for you specifically. But if you're not communicating that, they won't be able to find you. But if you are communicating that, through your content, through your understanding and using these tools, then y'all are going to meet and everybody's going to be happy. You'll be happy, they'll be happy, and you'll get some good business out of it.
Absolutely. So by show of hand, thumbs ups, how many of you have a solid marketing plan right now for your business that you feel that you're on track with and that you feel really good about it and that it's working? If that's you, give me a thumbs up. I see 1 thumbs up.
Awesome.
That's fantastic. So Jean's okay. Yeah, we do. Okay. So for the assignment, hey, Tony, nice to see you. So here's the first assignment. I want you to log into the ideal land client builder, go into the perfect persona and ask it to give you ask about who your ideal client is and ask it to give you a marketing plan. Even if you're happy with the marketing plan you have, there may be something fresh and new that you haven't thought about that you can use to tweak. And in discovering who your actual client is, it might be a little bit different than who you think it is. That's assignment number 1, is to go to run a marketing plan in perfect persona.
And as far as the people who's got something that's working, after you get that perfect persona, it's good to follow up and say, hey, this is what I'm doing right now that seems to be working good. Is there anything that I can tweak about this? Or can you tell me why this seems to be working in your opinion? Just get some more around that, because even if you're doing it 90% right, if you get that 10%, that can always be a difference maker.
Absolutely. And let me show you this feature. You see this little plus sign right here? That's where you go to add documents. So for what Ross is saying, like you can take your business plan or your marketing plan and you can upload it right here and have it review it instead of
Yeah,
having to type in everything or speak it all out again.
Yeah, if you got your flyers that you've done, you can copy a link. Also, you can put in there from any kind of listings that you have and say, can you look at this listing and tell me how I can make it appeal better to this ideal land client better? Could you give me some advice on that? And you can do that as well. And if you got old stuff that you've done, flyers and postcards, just upload them there and ask its opinion based on this new information about that ideal land client.
Okay, so that was step one. Step one, part one of what you can do with Ideal Land Client Builder is you can find out who your client is for your business. You're a big picture person for you to create your whole campaign, as you all saw with this, where you've got the seller referrals, you know, how to do a partnership pipeline. It's got a funnel, which we didn't go through, but your seller nurture funnel. It gave us a full, all bases covered picture of what you can do based on knowing who your person is. The second thing that you can do with this is, let's say you have a property that's not selling, or it doesn't have to be not selling. Let's say you have you're going to go meet with the actual prospective seller. Maybe they haven't even signed up with you yet, right? They've called you, you got the appointment, you're doing your research in Dirt Map, and you pulled your comps through the comp builder, which we're going to go through on our next call. Virgil, you gave me a property. You gave me some stats on a property. Tell me about that property again.
So it's 900 acres. Approximately 360 acres of that is irrigated, with 240 acres of alfalfa. Exceptional water for the area. Class 2 soil types.
Okay, let's say these are the situations that Virgil could use this for, the Ideal Land Client Builder. Let's say he's going to meet with that seller for the first time to win the listing and needs some ideas of how he can market this, who his ideal client is, and who his ideal client is, and also who, like, what should he do to market this so that he can share in the conversation or in his listing presentation of, these are some things that we can do with this property, right? The other thing that another time when he might use this is, okay, he's already got the listing. He's already got the listing and he wants to, he needs fresh ideas because the activity on it is not coming as fast as he thought it would, or he needs to boost it some. He needs to do something new for it. He could go to the Ideal Land Client Builder for that too. So let's just mention this. I have a listing that's 900 acres, 360 acres of that is irrigated, has 240 acres of alfalfa, has exceptional water for the area, and is class 2. Can you help me figure out who I can market this to? Who's the ideal buyer for this? How should I be marketing this? Who am I looking for? And even though, guys, we have professional prompts and there's in the prompt playbook, if you all haven't seen that yet, I'll show you all where to find that, where you can download that. There's these perfect ways to craft. At the end of the day, if you are new to this, you can't go wrong with just saying something, right? Like when you all see Ross demo, this is going to be very differently than how I did it. But the point that I'm trying to make to you all is, say what it is that you would say to me or Ross to get answers, and you're going to get your answers. Okay, recognizes that this is a high value ag listing with specific features that position it for a very particular kind of buyer. So it's going to break it down for us and then give a full marketing direction, which includes the ideal buyer personas, pitch language, and the outreach channels. So this is basically your full marketing plan in a box. Doing a quick recap of what we told it, what we said that this property was. If there's something missing, we could add that in at this point and say another listing highlight is, I was going to say on the ocean. You all have no oceans. I'm in Florida. You know, it's on a river, you know, whatever that might be. Your first ideal buyer profile is an established regional hay operator. Demographics, male, 45 to 65. It's a multi-generational farmer. They're based in Colorado, Kansas, or Nebraska. So instead of, even though he can have a national campaign, an international campaign for marketing, they're telling you that your buyer is most likely based in Colorado, Kansas, or Nebraska, which allows you to really narrow down your focus on where you're mailing, where you're running social media ads, what the states that other agents that you're connecting with, through your brokerage. High 6 to 7 figure net worth, and they're already in alfalfa, hay, or cattle. So that helps narrow this down a lot, right? Psychographics, they want a reliable yield. They prioritize water security and soil class, and they may be expanding from a nearby base. And then the pain points you saw is water uncertainty elsewhere, tired of patchy soil or lower class ground, which for me and our marketing minds, that's, oh, we can totally write something for that. Difficulty finding larger irrigated blocks. And then it's giving you a marketing angle. High output, hay or forage ground with top tier soils and rare water security in eastern Colorado, perfect for operators looking to expand with confidence. So it's told you your person, it's giving you an angle, it's telling you what to focus on, telling you where to focus. And then your ideal buyer profile for the second one is a 1031 exchange investor with tenant plans. It's giving you the age again, age 50 plus. They're out of area, Colorado Front Range, California, Texas, Kansas. 1 million to 5 million capital needing placement, and often hands off, they want to lease. So then it's going to go through again. It's giving you psychographics, the pain points that you solve for them by having this property. And another marketing angle, and then it's giving you a third buyer profile. Cattle or feedlot operator needing consistent hay. Once again, it's Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, and it's added in Oklahoma for this one. That they run a livestock operation, mid to large scale. They need direct control over forage supply. And then it's telling you what their issues are. They feel squeezed by rising hay costs. They want stable local supply, concerned about trucking and feed. And it's giving you another marketing angle. And now it's telling you how to market this listing, what type of language to use in the marketing materials, which could also be talking points. So if you find yourself in a position where maybe you are not as experienced as you would like to be, and you're talking to someone about this property, well, now you know what type of language you should be saying when you're talking to someone about the property. It's investor ready with lease potential or owner operator upside. It's turnkey for hay, cattle, feed, or row crops. It's got your top outreach channels. Your outreach channels are where you should be marketing. Number one is old school, proven direct mail call campaign. So mail them and call them. Regional hay, and who you're reaching out to are regional hay producers, feedlots, and large livestock operators. You're reaching out to your 1031 exchange advisor network, which is CPAs, attorneys, and 1031 intermediaries. And if you all don't have that, you all need that built. You need that team in place for that. They will be your best friends when you need them. Use your plug-in CRP or ag investment language. So gave you the language earlier. It's telling you what to say basically when you reach out to that network. And then ag specific listing sites, ag land network, land watch, land and farm. Maybe you all are on the land broker co-op, land broker MLS. And maybe you're not on any of these. You could say now to where you can start asking questions. It says email to your buyer list. It's giving you a subject line for what you can do. Anything that it gives you as a recommendation, you can go back and say, will you do it for me? Will you show me what that looks like? Will you write it for me? For the ag specific listing sites, are there, let's do that. Are there any other land listing websites I should be on? And then it's asking, I'm going to hit submit on that. But if you see right here at the bottom, it's asking you, do you want me to write the listing headline, a social media post, and an email blast based on this strategy? You all could do that right here if you wanted to. Or if you're not focused on that for right now, what you would do is copy this content and you could paste it in a Google Doc so that you have it. And Ross is going to show you all not on this call, but on the next one, how to set up a project folder where you can just put the information in that folder. So because I asked questions, what other land sites should I be on? It's giving me the rest of them. Giving me some secondary ones. It's not necessarily land, but can be for anything, Zillow and Realtor.com. And then it's giving you a strategy table, which is the where, who, and why. You know, these are some sites you can post on and why. So you can go back and ask a question, whatever questions you need to know about this. Can you write a direct, I'm going to say for direct mail call campaign, I'm going to say, can you give me a script to call hey producers? And now it's giving you a short one. Hi, this is Tracee. I'm a land broker out here in Eastern Colorado. I wanted to reach out because I've got a property that I think will be a strong fit for your operation or someone in your network. And then gives you the quick, it has 900 acres. There's 900 acres, but here's the key. You can do this. You can say, can you turn this, can you write an email for me that I can send out? Do you have an email that I can send out? You know, so that's what you can do with this. That's how you help find your buyer. And the last thing that I would be interested in, because I've never sold a 900 acre parcel for hay operators. I'm a Florida girl and a South Florida girl at that. We don't have hay. Well, we do way out. We got Everglades. We have Everglades. Let's see. How can I find names and companies of hay operators and the states listed? Now it's breaking it down for me where I can find public hay directories and market services. Colorado publishes one. And you see this little like rate section, that's the link to it, where you can go in and open that up. Kansas has a Department of Agriculture publishes the Kansas Hay Producers Directory and biweekly reports. Like if I saw this, I would be like so ecstatic, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this existed. You know, well, now you got it. There's a National Hay Association. You know where to find your people. And then there's a step-by-step sourcing plan. Download or request the latest hay directories, access Nebraska's hay and forage hotline seller list. The PDF is frequently updated. So it's breaking it down for you. So now you've got this listing. You know where to find the people. You know what type of companies you're looking for that you should be focused on. And now Virtual can take this and have a very focused campaign. Thoughts on this? Well, I just go to show you one quick thing before we take questions. And if you're talking to me, you're on mute.
I got one question. I'm late to the game. My apologies. I had to do a software update on my computer.
Oh, that's okay.
So I'm Tony Perdeau. I'm about halfway to having my ALC. I'm licensed in Oklahoma, Kansas, and Arkansas. And I got this email and I'm like, okay, let's check this out. What I'm asking, so right now, is there something I need to log into to access this? Is this through like Chat GTP or?
You need to log into landverseai.com. Yesterday or last night, we sent you a login. So you should have an invitation in your email, the one that you signed up with. There should be an invitation that says you have access. If you don't have it, stay on the call when we end in about 10 minutes and we'll get you in there.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
You already have a Chat GPT account, Tony? Awesome. So you're good. Yeah. That's gonna work.
And for those of you who are newbies to the platform, one, welcome, and two, you do need a ChatGPT account. It does not have to be the paid one, but you do need one to be able to access these tools. Okay, I wanted to show you all this really quick. So in this platform, you have a playbook tab. And how am I not in it? Okay, let's just log in. Okay, so the playbook tab. In this playbook right here, these are books that Ross wrote. The first one right here is AI for Land Brokers. That's your foundational piece. If you're new to this platform, you're new to AI for land brokers and what you can do, you want to get a hold of this book. This one right here is the prompt playbook. They both have prompts in them, but these have more detailed prompts that you can use. Because you're members of Landverse AI, you can just download the PDF of it and you can download that for free. If you are a person and you're like, hey, I need a physical book, then they are available. Right now, they're available on Amazon and th& they're coming to Barnes & Noble, Target, and Books A Million. But for, I would recommend to getting started to just download the free version right here, and then you'll have access to more prompts and things of what you can do, and you'll have a good foundation for what you can do with this.
Yeah, and prompts are just specific instructions to get you specific results. It's a new language of making a computer do what you want it to do.
Absolutely. And we do have things in here like calculators, which you all may need at any given moment, for things like the mineral rights splits. If you're in timberland, there's a reforestation cost estimator. There's a conservation easement benefit estimator. So you may want to just get familiar with these, just what they are in here, like the 1031 exchange timeline calculator. And then there's some quick formulas programmed in for things like, if something is 43,000, it's 44,000 square feet, how many acres is that, right? So you can do your calculations. Buildable area estimator. So these are things that you all can use when you're just doing the day-to-day that you never know when you're going to need them. So I wanted to make sure that I pointed that out. So before we take questions, quick recap. Ideal land calculator. I'm sorry, Ideal Land Builder is where you go to find out who your ideal persona is, who's your person to build your business. It was where you start to build your marketing plan. Your first assignment is to go in, log in, run your persona, find out who your people are for where you are, and have it create a marketing plan for you that you can use going forward. That's your first assignment. We'll be meeting again Wednesday at 12:30. Right now, we're in the process of creating a group for you all to be able to go into. So you'll get a link with that. So if you all have questions or things that you need to ask, as you all need advice on that, feel free to reach out at any time. For right now, you all have, I believe, our email. We're going to send out a recorded version of this. So if you came in late or had to step away, you'll be able to have the replay of this, and we'll put
it in the group. We'll just have put in the group
yes.
so they'll have like all of them.
Yes, and we'll make sure you all have that. So are we clear on what we're supposed to be doing for this week? How are we going to get the edge? Awesome.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday, 12:30. And keep in mind, there is a certificate that comes at the end about being an AI broker. So make sure you're here as much as you can be, okay?
Oh, just one quick thing, Tracee.
Mhm.
When you're going through this, just challenge yourself to use it daily and just ask whatever questions come to you naturally. Don't worry about prompting so much. Just talk about deals that you got, deals that may not have went well, and just talk to it like that. We got a new tool called Ask Landverse Pro. We're going to be giving you access to that, and that's like the mega tool that encapsulates all these tools that we have. That's going to be coming up soon, and we've got some other really cool goodies that are coming down the pipe. But just make yourself start just getting used to using it, used to speaking to it through that microphone, and then you'll be head and shoulders far above everyone else in the field.
Okay, so for next week, comps, deal analysis, and dirt map. That's what we're focused on. All right, guys. Any questions, comments, thoughts? I don't see any glazed over eyes, which is good.
That's good.
Do we feel like we understand what's happening? By show. Okay.
I'm still like that, Mindy, too. I'm still kind of like, I've been doing it for years, so you're doing good. You're doing good.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We want to be respectful of time. It's 1:54 here, so we said it was going to end at 2. So if there's nothing else, no questions, no thoughts, then have a fabulous week.
Oh, wait, I gotta play something. Tracee, can I play something from over here?
Yes, and make sure you hit that sound on the.
Okay. This will be a little, let's see here. So what I do, I share,
Next to the share button, there should be a share sound.
okay. Let me see, let's just take a quick second. And all participants. Let me see here. Okay, not sure if can everybody see my screen?
It says you started sharing.
Okay, you see my screen? For this.
It's starting. It has there it is. Okay.
But there's not the sound that's there, huh? Let's see. No sound. Okay, so what we're going to do is let me just share the sound real quick. You said I go to the share button and yep, I think we're gonna have to do that inside of the group. I'll put this in the
Okay.
group. We did a thing where we're got a bunch of tips for the people that are new to land and a lot of educational material that's going to be coming out to not just on this, but land in general, based on everything that we've learned from talking to a lot of different land brokers, some of their best tips, and that's going to be in there for you. And I would love for you guys to start thinking about tips that you've learned from the field, because we're going to have a newsletter coming out. And I would love if some of the things you have, some of the stories you've had, some of the lessons you've learned, if you could just get that little composition book and start writing some things down. That'll be good for your marketing, and it'll be good for everybody to kind of help each other. A rising tide lifts all ships. All right. All right, Lou, we'll see you later today.
Hey, and Virgil, I just realized I missed a thing from your chat about organic leads from website and social media. When we do the marketing, the one-on marketing for Outreach Pro, we'll be able to go into all of that too, okay? All right, guys, have a fabulous week. Thank you for being here. Talk to you soon.